Hi, I'm Brittany Diaz Judge, and I teach ballet, point, tap, jazz, and my specialty is contemporary at Marianne Kelly School of Dance. I started dancing when I was 3 years old at Jessica Morgan's School of Dance and started dancing competitively at age 8. And then I graduated with a real love of point thanks to Marianne. I think I was one of her very first students when she became a dance teacher, and she really facilitated a love of ballet in me. So I graduated thinking I was going to pursue ballet professionally, and then I went to JMU, and that's where I fell in love with modern dance. And somewhere in the spectrum between ballet and modern is contemporary dance, and that's my favorite, that's my specialty, so it's my two loves combined. After I graduated from JMU, I worked for several professional modern dance companies in a couple of different states. I did that for about 5 years, and all while I was doing that, I was teaching here part-time before I came on full-time, and now I'm here as a teacher, the studio coordinator, and the director of MKSD Company, our competition team. One of the things that I love about working for Marianne is that she always has her eye on the future, and she's always looking for improvements. So we're about to enter this new phase with the new building, and there's all this opportunity for growth, and she's so open to it. She listens to her students, she listens to her parents, she listens to her faculty, and she takes all of this together and comes up with these great ideas and follows them through. And she really looks at what we can be delivering that we haven't before, what we can offer that we haven't before, and what that looks like in a 5-year, 10-year plan, not just for the business, but for each individual student, so that when we have a 7-year-old, we know what we're gonna deliver to them by the time they graduate high school. I love that about her because it leaves a lot of room for creativity and progress. So when I went to JMU, I felt like there was this whole world of dance that opened up to me that I didn't know about when I was a student. Things like dance as therapy, dance for special populations, dance education, dance choreography, things that I just didn't think were for me because they were never accessible to me. When I graduated, I just realized that there's so much knowledge and experience out there that teenagers don't necessarily know about, and so it was really important to me, all these things that I learned, all the experiences that I had, choreographers I worked with, teachers I worked with, that I could bring that back and introduce that to kids at a younger age so that they didn't feel limited, you know, as a 16-year-old who maybe isn't a point dancer. Maybe their ankles just aren't built for it, but there is a path for them. They could go into all sorts of things that aren't dependent on their body's anatomy or their abilities at the dance bar. They can just use their creativity or their empathy or anything else partnered with their love of dance and create a career out of that. When someone's feeling really discouraged and they maybe feel like they're not keeping up with their peers, it's really important to look within, and I try to guide that along, because it's not important that you are keeping up with the child next to you. It's important that you're better than you were last week. And so I always tell my students, I don't care how many turns you give me today, I don't care how high your leg is, but I do care that you're giving me your best effort. And when you don't feel good about yourself, you're not giving your 100%. So I like to ask them, do you think that you were better than you were a year ago? And the answer is always yes. And it's so hard for them to see that day to day, because you get caught in today's a bad turn day, this girl is really shining today and I'm not. But when you look back, you can watch old recital tapes and you see like you're growing. I try to tell my kids the world's not a comfortable place a lot of the time. There's not always coddling out there. So we've got to develop thick skin. So when I see a student on the brink of tears or really starting to shut down, I tell them, we're not going to cry because there's nothing to cry about. What you did today was worth being proud. You deserve to feel good about yourself, even if it wasn't your best. I knew that you gave your best today, and that doesn't deserve you feeling this badly. The light bulb moment is easily the best part of teaching, and it's so satisfying because you get it over and over. You get it every single class. It happens with young kids who are wearing tap shoes for the first time, and they don't understand the mechanics, they don't understand how to make all the sounds, and then one day it just snaps and you get it, and they're so excited and you're so excited, and we all do like a little dance, we applaud, and it's really satisfying, and they feel so proud of themselves, and I feel genuine pride too. I mean, it might just be the most basic tap step, but you did it for the first time. And then with the teenagers, they come in feeling a lot of self-doubt. You know, I'm not a turner, or I'm not a jumper, I don't have flexibility. and they tend to think that they have to put themselves in boxes, and this is what I can do, this is what I can't. And I love cracking that open and saying, okay, you don't think you're a turner, but that's all up here. So I want you to pull up a little bit more in your torso, really keep that passe high, and you're gonna turn 3 times. Ready? Here we go. And when it happens and they turn to you and they realize, oh, I am a turner. And that's the best moment, because suddenly their identity as a dancer opens up a little bit more, and every time that happens, they become a more full performer and a fuller person in general. And they realize that these limitations they think they have aren't necessarily true.